Hello everyone. Today I am going to discussing about the another one neurotransmitter that is act as a neurotransmitter as well as it also act as an hormone that is serotonin. Uh, Basically it is acting both in central nervous system as well as and peripheral nervous system also. So we come to first serotonin, what it is and what its main function and all other things, what is pharmacological effect in our body systems. So first of all, serotonin, it is also known as 5-hydroxytryptamine. It's act both as a neurotransmitter as well as it's also act as a hormone in mainly found in the brain, bowels and blood platelets. In 1948, Raprod identified a serum agent that mainly affect the vascular tone and he called or named is as serotonin. Later in 1950, he identified chemical composition of the serotonin and he named it as 5-hydroxytryptamine. Serotonin, it's a biogenic amine, is produced by the conversion of amino acid tryptophan in the presence of an enzyme that is called tryptophan hydroxylase that exists both in the brain and bowel. Till now, this enzyme is of two types, tryptophan hydroxylase 1 which is found in the peripheral organ and CNS, and tryptophan hydroxylase 2 which is mainly present in the brain. Endocrine cell derive 5-hydroxytryptamine which act also as a hormone which is having plays multiple role or multiple function which include the inhibition of the osteoblast proliferation and promotion of the hepatic regeneration. The chemical formula of the 5-hydroxytryptamine, that is N2O-C10H12, such that basically it contain 15.8970% of nitrogen, 9.0793% of oxygen and 68.1598% of carbon and 6.8638% of hydrogen. Now how this serotonin is released, later on we will discuss the synthesis and all other part. So already previous I already discussed previous 2-3 types of the neurotransmission and that neurotransmitter the main thing is when an electrical signal passes through the axon, it's communicate the postsynaptic terminal. In postsynaptic axonal terminal there is a there is a entry of calcium and all other things, and then ultimately it will release the serotonin which is at the synaptic cleft, and the postsynaptic cleft there is a specific receptor is present. They bind to the specific receptor and do their pharmacological activity, and then there is a reuptake of the reuptake, and then there is a metabolism, everything is there. So one by one I will discuss. So first in this picture, first number one reaction, you can see that there is tryptophan, that is the amino acid which is converted into the serotonin. Serotonin is produced directly in the neuron. Then with the help of vascular monoamino transporter 2, that is the number 2 point, transport the serotonin into the vesicle. You can see that at number 2 BM82 vascular monoamino transporter 2 which help the entry of the serotonin into the vesicle. Then number 3, when an action potential or electrical signal is come, and this electrical signal there is a cascade of reaction going on which stimulate this vesicle to release the serotonin, that is the number 3. Vesicle release serotonin into the synaptic cleft. You can see that in the synaptic cleft the serotonin is released. Now number 4, it is the activation. Then in postsynaptic cleft there is a specific serotonin receptor is present. So serotonin bind to this receptor and initiate a signal to the cell body of the postsynaptic neuron. Now serotonin come to, in from synaptic cleft to bind to the receptor, and they pass on the signal, and on the basis of that signal what are the pharmacological activity that will depend. Now after that the clearing is also important. Now number 5 is clearing. Receptor clears serotonin taken up by 5A. You can see that 5A, where with the serotonin transporter it will enter into the postsynaptic presynaptic cleft, where it will enter into the presynaptic cleft, and then there is 5B. But with the help of uh, serotonin serotonin transporter it will enter into the glial cell. Then there is 5C. 5C, it will after reuptake serotonin it will help in the reuptake of the serotonin. So after reuptake this serotonin, you can see that 6A and 6B. When it is 6A, it will further enter into the vesicle through the vascular monoamino transporter 2 and store it for further use. And 6B, with the help of monoamino oxidase, it is broke down into 5-hydroxy indole acetic acid. 5-hydroxy indole acetic acid. So in overall reaction, first you can see that from tryptophan serotonin is synthesized, and BM80 receptor BM80 transporter it will enter into the vesicle. When action potential or nerve impulse is coming out, it is released into the vesicle, then it will get activate at the postsynaptic cleft, that is the number 4, and number 5 there is a clearing occur in the 3-way. 5A it will enter into the presynaptic cleft, and 5B it will enter into the glial cell, and 5C it will get reuptake. When it will enter into the presynaptic cleft, there is also two type of reaction, one that is 6A and 6B. 6A means it will further with the help of BMA2 it will enter into the vesicle, and then with the help of monoamino oxidase it will convert it into 5-hydroxy indole acetic acid. This is the overall synthesis, storage, release, activation, clearing, reuptake and metabolism of serotonin. Well over 90% of the serotonin in our body is made in our gut, but since serotonin cannot able to cross the blood brain barrier, so it has to be synthesized in the brain from the scratch. What does cross the blood brain barrier? However, the amino acid tryptophan, what we are telling in the number 1 reaction, tryptophan can cross the blood brain barrier. So tryptophan is the fundamental building block for the serotonin. From tryptophan, serotonin is bind. Within the neuron, enzyme turn tryptophan into 5-hydroxytryptamine, which is the chemical name of serotonin. How does our body get tryptophan in first place? Tryptophan is contained in certain foods, particularly proteins, meat as well as cheese, dairy products and eggs. You will get the it is the source of tryptophan. Now number 2 point, that is storage. Serotonin is stored in tiny bubbles, only 50 nanometer is diameter, called vesicle. How does they enter? Already I discussed. Initially the serotonin float into the cytosol, the fluid within the neuron. A transporter protein called vascular monoamino transporter 2 fishes the serotonin out of the cytosol and channel it into one of the vesicle. The vesicle then travel closer towards the synaptic cleft and wait for the signal. So when signal come and signal influence the vesicle, they melt cell membrane in a process called that is exocytosis. The serotonin get released into the synaptic cleft. Here the picture already I explained, electrical signal axonal terminal from vesicle, serotonin release into the synaptic cleft and then bind to the postsynaptic receptor. Then we come to the serotonin receptor or 5-hydroxytryptamine receptor. These are basically group of G protein coupled receptor and ligand gated ion channel found in the central and peripheral nervous system. They mediate both the excitatory as well as inhibitory neurotransmitter. The serotonin receptor are activated by the neurotransmitter serotonin, which act as their natural ligand. The serotonin receptor modulate the release of many neurotransmitter including glutamate, GABA, dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine and acetylcholine. As well as it also influences the release of the many hormone including oxytocin, prolactin, vasopressin, cortisol, corticotrophin and substance P amongst other. The serotonin receptor influence various biological and neurological process such as aggression, anxiety, appetite, cognition, learning, memory, mood, nausea, sleep and thermoregulation. The serotonin receptor are the target of variety of pharmaceutical and recreational drug including many antidepressant, antipsychotic, anorectic, antiemetic, gastroprokinetic agent, anti-migraine agent and hallucination. This type of the drug are basically target the serotonin receptor. Now, these are the different class of the serotonin receptor. These are the receptor subtype and signaling mechanism where it will distributed and what is effect. So, first 5-hydroxytryptamine 1A receptor which is G protein coupled receptor act through GI decrease the CMP level and distribute in raphe and hippocampus. It's regulate the sleep, feeding and anxiety. 5-HT1B it is also G protein GI dependent decrease CMP level, substance nigra, globus pallidus, basal ganglia. It will responsible for the neuronal inhibition, behavioral changes etc. Then there is 5-HT1D that also act through the GI decrease CMP level found in brain and responsible for the vasoconstriction. Then there is 5-HT1E GI decrease CMP level, cortex, hippocampus, it is associated with the memory. 5-HT1F act through the GI and decrease the CMP, globus pallidus and putamen, it is responsible for the anxiety and vasoconstriction. Then 5-HT2A it act through the GQ, increase the activate the IP3 DAC pathway, platelet and cerebral cortex is distribute cellular excitation and muscle contraction. Then there is 5-HT2B it will also act through GQ subunit and activate the IP3 pathway present in the stomach and responsible for the appetite. And then there is 5-HT2C which is also act through the GQ and activate the IP3, hippocampus and substance nigra responsible for the anxiety. 5-HT3 it is basically ion channel receptor. So, up to that one we are discussing about the G protein coupled receptor. Now, this one is the ion channel receptor. Sodium potassium ion channel, area posterma and enteric nerve and responsible associated with the vomiting. 5-HT4 it's act through the GS subunit, increase the CMP level found in cortex and smooth muscle, influence the gut motility. 5-HT5AB act through the GI subunit, decrease the CMP found in brain, locomotion and sleep. 5-HT6 it's act through the GS, increase the CMP found in brain, cognition and learning. So, this is the receptor subtype and this is the signaling mechanism act through the G protein coupled receptor as well as they act through the ion channel receptor and their distribution and what are the pharmacological response they are representing. This whole chart you will get idea about that. Then receptor clearing. Now, it is bind to the receptor. So, it is not like that we are continuously need the serotonin continuously serotonin will synaptic cleft and bind to the receptor and it will show the pharmacological response. So, after as per body requirement it will release, it will bind, it will show the pharmacological response. So, the clearing or clearance of the serotonin from the synaptic left, it is also, or receptor site, it is also very much important. Where does serotonin molecule go after it has activated a receptor? There are few options. It may get taken back up into the presynaptic neuron. So, one option already that picture I show that the serotonin is taken up by the presynaptic terminal, where it will there is 6A and 6B. 6A it will store in the vesicle and 6B it will get metabolized, or B it may get taken up by the neighboring glial cell. So, glial cell you see that if it is 5B, there is serotonin specific serotonin transporter is there. With the help of serotonin transporter it will enter into the glial cell, the most abundant cell in the brain. They do not transmit the signal, but they do help to keep everything neat and tidy, or it may get diffused away from the synaptic cleft via extracellular fluid. That already I told you, that is the 5C. Reuptake. Along the presynaptic membrane, the serotonin transporter that pulls serotonin back into the cell in a process called reuptake. This transporter are basically group of protein that act like a gate, one in one out, means one enter and another one get out. One molecule bind to the transporter on the outside of the membrane and change the transporter configuration. Consequently, another molecule drop off, but on the inside the membrane, back in the presynaptic neuron, some of the serotonin get reloaded into the vesicle and will be reused. Producing serotonin from the scratch is a complex process and it takes time. So, therefore, recycling help the brain maintain a steady supply of the serotonin. So, reuptake is, that is why very much important. Then metabolism, any remaining serotonin get broken down by the enzyme that is called monoamino oxidase and exerted from the cell as the metabolite 5-HIAA, 5-hydroxy indole acetic acid, that you can see the if you considering the picture, in picture you will get that is the 6B. Function. As a neurotransmitter, serotonin relays signal between the nerve cell or neurons, regulate their intensity. It is believed to play a key role in the central nervous system and in the general function of the body, especially in the gastrointestinal tract. Studies have found link between the serotonin and bone metabolism, breast milk production, liver regeneration and cell division. Serotonin also influences the most brain cell both directly and indirectly. So, serotonin impact every part of your body, from your emotion to your motor skill. So, it plays an impact role on your body, from your emotion to your motor skill also. So, it is considered a natural mood stabilizer. It is the chemical that help with sleeping, eating, digestion. So, serotonin also help reduce depression, regulate anxiety, heal wounds, stimulate nausea, maintain the bone health. So, bowel function, if we consider the GI tract, most of the body serotonin is found in the GI tract, where it regulates the bowel function and movement. It also plays a part in reducing the appetite while eating. Mood. In the brain, serotonin impact level of mood, anxiety and happiness. Illicit mood altering drugs such as ecstasy and LSD causes a significant rise in serotonin level. Then there is blood clotting. Serotonin contribute to the formation of blood clot. It is released by the platelet when there is an wound. The resulting vasoconstriction or narrowing of the blood vessel reduce blood flow and help blood clot to form. Nausea. If you eat something that is toxic or irritant, the gut produce more serotonin to increase transit time and expel the irritant in the form of diarrhea. It is also stimulate the nausea area in the brain, resulting you will having nausea. So, if we are taking the toxic or irritant substance in the form of they will produce more amount of serotonin, it will produce the diarrhea and it will already expel out from our body, but in brain it will stimulate the nausea center and you will feel the nausea. Bone density, some scientists have linked high level of serotonin in the bone to an increased osteoporosis, but others have challenged this result. So, it is controversial. And sexual function, serotonin appear to inhibit the sexual activity. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor boost serotonin level in people with depression, but between 20 to 70% of the people who take them experience a range of symptoms related to the sexual dysfunction. So, it is like that it will inhibit the sexual activity. So, if we are taking the serotonin reuptake inhibitor which boosts the serotonin level in people with the depression, but between 20 to 70% of people who take them experience as a symptom that related to the sexual dysfunction. Serotonin deficiency syndrome, if what happens serotonin deficient in our body, low level of serotonin have been linked with the poor memory, low mood. They may also lead to the following symptom like craving for sweet or scratchy food, difficulty in sleeping, low self estimate, anxiety, aggression, etc. But what happens if the level of serotonin level is increased in our body more than normal? That is we called as serotonin syndrome. It is caused by the excessive amount of serotonin in the body which become toxic to the CNS to the extent that it can be potentially fatal. The mechanism of symptom is thought to be caused by the overactivation of 5-HT1A and 5-HT2A receptor. Via this overactivation, possible frequent large mental status change, neuromuscular hyperactivity and autonomic hyperactivity can occur. From this possible serotonin syndrome, symptoms can arise such as increased anxiety, suicidal thought, agitation, disorientation, restlessness, tremor, seizure, muscle rigidity and ultimately it leads to the coma. So, this is all about serotonin and I am collecting the data from these sources and later on when we will go through the different CNS disorder or CNS disease, then that time we will talking about the agonist, antagonist and what is the antagonist we are used for the different purposes on all other things. So, as a neurotransmitter this is the all description about the serotonin. Thank you.